Whether you're a Chiefs fan or not, you'll probably be watching the big game, but do you have the right food for Super Bowl Sunday?
It's the best part for some of us. Feed Your Family Tonight founder Mariefiebach joins us this morning. How are you?
I'm doing so well, Allison.
Good.
It's so nice to be here, and you're right, food is the best part. I'm all about the food. This is a hearty chicken tortilla soup that I call a Manic Mom Meal because it can get on the table in 30 minutes or less. So it's really crazy. We were talking at the break about rotisserie chickens.
Yes.
And you can totally use a rotisserie chicken for this, or you can even use raw chicken, and both instructions are on the website. So that's one thing that's really great about this meal. And it starts off with 8 cups of chicken broth, which, get this, is exactly 2 boxes. So you can just use 2 boxes of chicken broth, or if you want to make your homemade chicken broth with the bones, you can do that. That recipe's on my website if you look for roast chicken, but you can use a rotisserie chicken bones and make your own broth with that as well. So that's kind of a little trick that a lot of people don't know that they can do.
I do remember when you had that with us. That totally blew my mind. So here you're just using the broth out of the box.
Here I'm just using the broth out of the box, and I've used homemade broth before, and then we're gonna add a 1.5 cups of chicken, and you can have it raw or cooked. The only difference is if it is raw, you want to cook the soup for about 20 minutes rather than just 10. And it's simple as that. 1 can of black beans that have been rinsed and drained. And if you have a family that does not prefer black beans, you can completely omit them or put in whatever kind of bean your family likes. A tablespoon of taco seasoning. This taco seasoning was the very first recipe I ever did on Cake News.
I remember it well.
And you can get that up on my website. And a can of diced green chilies. Now these are a little bit spicy, but they don't add too much spice. If you like more spice, you can add 2 cans, but I think this works just well for most families. And then a bag of frozen corn. And all you're gonna do is put those together and let them simmer for about 20 minutes. But what this recipe is really about is the toppings. For me, tortilla soup is all about the toppings. You, of course, have to have tortilla chips. That's a given. And then I like to have cheese and sour cream and pickled jalapenos and cilantro and onions. And really, the biggest thing is the limes. If you add just a little bit of lime, you're going to have some really fresh acid that will bring out the flavors of this soup. Do you want to try squeezing a lime on yours there? You want to cut this one for me, Allison?
Sure.
This cutting board is so fun. It's by my friend Matt, who is at Lazy Carpenter. He's a local artisan that does these beautiful couture cutting boards. And again, toppings is where this whole thing is at. No, you got it.
Okay.
Perfect, right there. Squeeze a fresh lime on it before you eat it, because it really does make a difference if you do none of the other toppings. And if you're someone who needs to be dairy-free, omit the cheese and sour cream, and guess what? You have a dairy-free soup too. So it works really well. It's fun and satisfying and bright, and everything fresh just makes it really yummy.
Delicious.
And what do you do with chips? Just like throw them in there, crumple them up, or dip, or what would you say?
That's a user decision. I happen to be a dipper. In our house, we say we have dippers, dabbers, and smushers. You know, the people that smush them all, the people that dab them in, or the people that use it almost as a dip. I'm a dipper. How about you? Are you a dipper, a dabber, or a smusher?
A dabber. I'll dab, but right now, just try this. It looks fantastic. Seriously, that is about as picturesque as you've brought on the show so far, so we're confident with this one.
Well, it's bright and green and fresh, and again, you can use raw chicken, you can use rotisserie chicken. It's a real flexible recipe that comes together very quickly, simmers for 10 to 20 minutes, depending upon if you have raw or cooked chicken in there. What do you think, Shane?
So good. So good. I feel like I just got clotheslined by flavor. And I might get clotheslined in a second, too, after this. Wow.
Tell us where we can find this recipe, perfect for a cold day like this.
This recipe is at feedyourfamilytonight.com. And if you have questions about the recipe, check out the Feed Your Family Tonight Facebook group. I'm always there answering questions. And I post my weekly meal plans there. You can also find a slow cooker version of this in my cookbook at Watermark Books and Cafe or on my website. So feedyourfamilytonight.com will get you all of those places.
You can also find her on Instagram, where you can see some funny behind the scenes of your cooking as well. Go check that out on her Instagram stories before they disappear. Marie, thank you so much. We'll see you next week.
You're welcome, Allison. Take care.
We'll be right back.